Hello once again, it's pickups. Yes, we've got pickups. Can you believe it? Actual physical shop pickups. The shops are open again. Have you noticed? I don't know whether it's you or me or not. I don't know. I picked the wrong week to have at work because I was off work the week before the shops opened, which probably was a good thing because if I had been off work the week the shops were open, I probably would have been out at the shops a week, which probably isn't a healthy thing to do because I haven't had my first jab yet, and contrary to popular belief, I am now officially over, now in the next age group, 45 to 50. Or 45 to 49, I think they can class that anyway. So I'm waiting for my doctors to ring me and let me try and book an appointment in through them rather than wait and go through the NHS website. Because like most people, on the 12th I try to get in and nobody can get through and find an appointment. Next one I can find at the moment is Edgbaston, which is great because I haven't been to the cricket ground for a very long time. This is where it's going to be at, but I don't really sort of class that as a day out. So unless there's any cricket on, I won't be going to do that just yet anyway. But in the meantime, we have some pickups, actual physical pickups. Hello, this is the Retro Bear in the Gaming Pantry. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in for some actual stuff I bought in shops. Let's address the game in the room first of all. We have Rocket Knight Adventures, or Sparkster, as it may be more commonly known to you, on the Mega Drive. It's running off emulator on the Xbox. A game I had originally. I think I may have paid about 14 quid for it when I bought it. I mean, I know it's worth probably about 3 or 4 times that amount now. Amazing, isn't it, really? But what a great little game that is. If you've never played it, worth a go. Worth a go. I actually prefer it to Sonic. It's not like Sonic, but I prefer it as a platformer. I mean, it looks really, really nice. You're actually fighting, it's sort of pig enemies, aren't they? I think you're collecting apples, so the whole premise of collecting stuff is that we got like a rocket shot. That's very Sonic there, isn't it? Look, pigs, hey? Different. Always been evil pigs, but there we go. Anyway, we've got some actual pickups using folding cash sometimes, and from the shops, because for the past 7 months I've been surviving off eBay. People sending me gifts, which has been wonderful. Big pile of stuff behind me you can't see, full of gifts and things that have traded and people have sent me. If I turn my chair around, you can see that we've been joined by the Hulkster. But also them two in the corner. But yeah, right behind me is a big pile of stuff you can't see. The chair hides it really, really well. As does my expanding girth, which is great. Great being a fat bear, isn't it? I can just sort of hide all this stuff behind me. But yeah, actual physical stuff in the shops. I couldn't believe it. But believe me when I say this, I think everybody had been to the shops this week. I think everybody had been out and bought stuff and cleared everything out, because when I got there was hardly anything left. It was like panic buying last year. Everyone has now been out and panic buyed in charity shops, bought all the stuff up. I don't know what it is. There was so little. There was absolutely nothing there. I know some people have found some bargains. I know a couple of people have sort of done videos about them, and I've had messages off people sort of saying what they've picked up and whatever, but nothing here has come out of a charity shop. I'll tell you where it's come from. It's come from 2 shops. It's come from Cash Converters and my local independent gaming shop, Vintage Gamer. That's it. No charity shop stuff at all. Again, not saying the charity shops didn't have games in them. They did, but pretty much all the stuff that they got either got or was big game alpha, really. Just wouldn't touch it now. There were a couple of games I would have picked up, but they didn't have manuals with them. I'm getting really picky about that. So that sort of went on there. So I've sort of deposited my money into the usual channels as I tend to do. But I've got some really cool stuff. So we shall go through those very, very quickly. Now, the one game I did buy retail is a Wii U game. And I was really pleased to get this because first of all, I haven't got it, obviously. That's what I bought it. What did I say that for you? Flipping moron. Moron, yeah. Told you. But I bought this. I was really surprised because it was $1.99. I thought, what's wrong with it? There's bound to be something wrong with it. But on inspection, apart from it's a bit of a tatty case, I couldn't really see anything wrong with it. It was quite funny because I had a load of Wii games sort of lined up, and I thought, what's behind that? And I sort of moved them out of the way. There's a load of Wii U stuff and some more Wii games. But this was the only game I could find in Cash Converters in one of my local town centres. Very pleased to say that although one of my local Cash Converters has closed down, they've moved a lot of the staff and the stock to these other Cash Converters. So big hello to Danielle, who works at the Cash Converters. who won't be watching. She never does. I always mention it when I go into there, but she recognised me. It's the first time I think in ages somebody's actually recognised me from sort of like shopping trips and things like that. It's really weird. Really weird, but she actually, I haven't seen her since October of last year when I last went down to her old branch, and as soon as I got to the counter, she goes, hello. I was like, hello, I see you've moved up here. And we sort of started from there, really. Anyway, yeah, so I've got Rayman Legends, which I paid $1.99 for, which I think is a crackingly good price. Again, I don't think it's a drastically expensive game on the Wii U, and I'm now sort of panicking because I think, have I got that one? No, I'm all right. I was just panicking there. I thought, have I got that one now? Have I decided I've read a terrible mistake? I did that as well in the game. But yeah, so there's the back of the box. Now I've got this on the Wii. I've got this on the Switch, not the Wii. The Wii Switch. I've got this on the Switch as well. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's come with what they class as a safety manual. And the disc. The disc is immaculate. There's no markings on the disc at all. I've checked that. I'll say it's no markings. There's a couple of fingerprints on it, but that will rub up with the cloth. And we've also got the we've even got the Mario points with it as well, the star points as well. So that's all in there. So yeah, $1.99. Apart from there's a bit of a strip down there, which you probably can't see on that. They sort of see it there. Sort of like a sticky masking tape type thing there, just running down it. Bit of care and attention will get that off, but yeah, $1.99 for that. I thought it was an absolute bargain. And then that was it for about 2.5 hours. That was the second shop I went into on Saturday morning. That was it. Nothing else. What a waste of time. But it's just nice to be out in the open air, walking around. People being sensible. You know, I thought there'd be a lot of morons out there, but no, they were being sensible. Everyone, you know, some shops were sort of limiting amount of people coming in, some weren't, some couldn't really care less. It's a bit of a problem. But I was amazed when I went to, because I did actually have a check in my CX local branches before I went, and I knew their stock had been decimated because of the lockdown, and they got nothing. The one I went to in Dudley, it's usually got a massive wall down the side. Literally, they've got Xbox One and Xbox 360 down this one wall. And usually it's sort of split into I think it's probably about 60-40 Xbox 360. They must have had maybe 60 Xbox 360 games. I've never seen a CX with so few Xbox 360 games in there. So few of them. And you know they ain't got many of them, because what they've done is when they've got multiple titles, you know what they're doing in CX, they sort of, you know, stack them against each other. So when you take off one, there's 3 or 4 behind it. They were actually put them next to each other to fill out the space on the shelves, and they still had 2 entire sort of runs of shelves empty. Never seen a 360 stock that low. But they got nothing, absolutely nothing of interest whatsoever. It's all been purchased. Everyone's been buying all the stuff online, haven't they? Because they've been able to trade that way. So there was nothing in there. So CX really wasn't a goer. And I said, did 2 town centres, and there wasn't anything in any of the charity shops. I should probably go a bit further afield in future. I just said there's usually probably 4 of the places I haven't been to yet, so I should probably span those out over the next couple of weeks or so and just do a rotation, depending on whether we get locked down again or not. But it's always my local independent, and as usual, Vintage Gamer came up trumps, sort of. I won't give him too much credit. Well, I will give him a lot of credit, but there's a couple of things that sort of surprised me a little bit. Those of you who've been watching my Commodore Corner videos, what do you mean you haven't watched it? Link below, go and have a look. I mentioned my joystick woes at the moment, and my attempt to find the perfect joystick. Well, I was actually talking to Sean in Vintage Gamer, and we talked about, he asked me, he said anything that I was after in particular, he hadn't seen me for a bit, and I said, well, no, and I started looking around, I thought, oh, joystick, yeah. And I said, you haven't got one of these joysticks? And he said he had got no idea what I was talking about. So he asked Nick. Nick went and looked out the back, found one. So for 20 quid, I've got a zip stick. Half a zip stick. Yeah, no, I didn't just buy half a zip stick. There is the other bit to it. Yeah, he sold me a zip stick, which is brilliant, except the fact that it doesn't work. I plugged it into the Commodore 64 to try and use it that's where my issues have been with the Commodore 64, but I know this will work with the Amiga and the ST and everything else. Sadly, absolutely dead. So Mrs. Bear has got the other half at the moment, and we suspect that this possibly has got some knackered multi-switches on it. It clicked, and the buttons clicked, but when I plugged it into the actual machine, there was just nothing coming out of it. Also, the contactors on the actual plug itself were dirty, so you know, good clean. We've ordered some more micro switches. I did pay 20 quid for that, which is fine. I've got both bits for it. I think the micro switches, I think it cost about a £10 to replace it, so it's about 30 quid. I mean, it's about what you pay for them. These are quite difficult to get hold of. Well, not quite. Well, they are quite difficult to get hold of, but they're quite expensive to get hold of. But to me, that's just my youth there, right there. Oh yeah, this joystick thing. I went through about 2 or 3 of them, I think, over the years. And if I knew how to replace the multi switches back then, I probably would have done so. But I just love this whole joystick thing. But hopefully we can get that repaired. I mean, Mrs. Bear has sort of serviced the quick shot joystick I was using on the Commodore 64, which, if you see episode 3 coming up, there's much better gameplay in that one. So I think we might have solved the problem there. But yeah, disappointed, but I'm not going to take the risk of, you know, sort of taking it back there and see how we get on. So yeah, that was that. And then also Master System game. So I was collecting, you can't see it up there, it's at the shot. I was collecting Master System before the last lockdown in October. Well, actually not the last, lockdown 2. I was collecting Master System games. I started collecting them during lockdown 1. Or just before lockdown 1, that was it. So I was hoping to try and pick up a couple of games in there. Didn't really have an awful lot new stock in since we did it, but they did have this one game, and I thought I have to get that because it got the manual with it. Not the greatest condition manual, but I'm just happy to have it because it is a game of my youth, and I know it's meant to be a really, really top-notch conversion. That's Double Dragon. So absolute stone cold gaming classic. As you can see, it does come with a slightly tatty-ish manual, but it's got it with it, and it's also got the hang tab on it as well. Now, I wasn't being pedantic as I usually am, because I think I did say last time when I started collecting Master System stuff, I was being a bit too, you know, anal about making sure it got the hang tab and the manual. And I was thinking, well, if it's got the manual and it's got the cartridge and the box is all right, I'll pick them up. So I had a couple of games I looked at yesterday, but they got really horrible manuals. One looked like to me being dipped in gravy. I think it was gravy. It was definitely brown, but I thought the box is great, the cartridge is great, but the manual was like, I thought I'm definitely going to catch something off that if I buy it. So I didn't bother. If I'd asked about it, I probably would have thrown the manual out and given me for a few quid. But no, but I was just happy to get that because I've been after that game for a long time on the Master System. So don't mind paying a bit more for something. That'll go nicely there, and it's a nice copy. Getting a little decent collection of Master System games they've built up there, so I'm quite happy with that one. Now, a couple of people know about he's been in a vintage game and know he's got a bargain bucket there, you know, the bear element. The bear is in his element, as Al took a photograph last time we were in there back in August last year, took a photograph of me rummaging through the bargain bin. But it doesn't hurt to rummage through the bargain bin. My reputation precedes me, I know, but I ain't really bothered whether it does or not. And there was some stuff in there. I thought, you know what? See, this is relatively cheaply priced. This is bear pricing. So I should buy these games. And I don't really care about the condition of them. I'll just pick them up. So what I'll pick up first of all, for £1, there was Rugby World Cup 1995. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's a sports game. Yeah, it's a sports game. Yeah, I ain't bothered about that. I haven't played it before. I've never actually played this one. No manual with it. But for £1, it's a boxed Mega Drive game. £1. It's the box is in great condition. So I don't think finding the manual will be too difficult. I know it's not an expensive game or a particularly rare game, but box Mega Drive game for £1. What are you doing if you walk past that? And then I found some Atari 2600 games. Now, how often have we featured the Atari 2600 on this channel? Twice. Once when I showed off my Atari 2600 collection of 2 games, and once a few months back when I got a copy of Crazy Castles given to me by Retro Kit. That is it. We've not done anything. So I've now got 3 games to show you. And I thought, it's chucked it in the bargain bin. I thought, you know, I mean, I know they aren't overly expensive to pick up. Couple of quid, something like that. Any more than a couple of quid each, you're probably paying a bit too much for them. And I have very fond memories of the Atari 2600 because that was my console when, you know, that was my only computer until the Amiga growing up. But I've got a little bit of an issue with this, and sorry to say if you are watching Nick or Sean, but a word of warning, don't go putting your price labels on the actual cartridge label themselves because it only ends in disaster. So I already knew the end label was missing off this one, which is fine, I don't mind that. So I've got Centipede, which you can see there, but look, he had put the sale sticker on there, and we've tried to use sort of like a heat treatment to get it off, and that's what's happened to it. It's a real shame. So if you are watching, guys, put your sticker on the back. Didn't need to be on the front. And even in the shop, both Sean and Nick had a go at it from one from the one side and one from the other side. That sounds rude, doesn't it? But they both tried to take the label off, and both times it was gripping onto the actual cartridge label. And Mrs. Bear's had a go at this when she's come home, and that's unfortunately what's happened to it. What a shame. But I ain't so bothered about that. This one as well's also got half the label missing. Right, by the way, it's Human Cannonball. I think I've even heard of that one. So that looks like one of the really old ones, well, 1979 on that one. That one there was the sort of the later release. So yeah, Human Cannonball. Don't know, so I shall look forward to playing that. And then the other one as well suffered from the label issue. And again, half a label, Galax. So this is Galaxian, but again you can see that big silver was where the sticker was. So it's a bit of a mess. And Nick was very, very good in sort of like, he was very apologetic about that one, and that one as well. So I can't begrudge him that, and he did a very good deal on this, which I'll get to in a second. So yeah, I'm just chuffed. That's actually doubled my Atari 2600 collection sitting there. So we've got Centipede, Human Cannonball. I love Centipede. I actually played Centipede not very long ago on the PlayStation 2 Atari Anthology, and had a great blast with it. So yeah, I was happy for those. Also in his bargain bin is a game I don't think a game I haven't got, and that's World Cup '98 on the N64. I remember playing this on the PlayStation 1, but this was £1. So I know it's a football game, I know it's £1. I had that, so that was fine. And again, the cartridge is in good condition, so can't complain about that. Nice clean copy for £1. And then finally, because of the issues with the Atari cartridges, Nick said to me, he said have a rummage through. He says find another game. If you want another game, you can have it for free. So I had a rummage through, and I came up with Kick-Off 3 European Challenge on the Super Nintendo, which was priced at £2. But I think he said he'd probably sell that for maybe 2 or 3 times the amount, certainly between sort of like £4 to £7 usually. So bit of a bargain. So I've got all them there out the bargain bin. £1, £2, £2, £2, £2, £2. So it's £10 there, and he gave those to me for a £5 because of the cock-ups with that. The full joystick for £20, and also a copy of Double Dragon, so £40. £40 from Vintage Gamer, and I must be honest with you, I'm happy with that. I'll get that sorted out. It maybe cost me another tenner, but that's fine, because I know they are quite, they usually cost about £25 on their own. And really nice copy of Double Dragon, nice copy of Rugby World Cup, and also some 2600 games, and a very good looking cartridge. That's a good looking SNES cartridge. I haven't got too many good looking ones. That's one of the really nice ones. No yellowing on that at all. Really, really nice. So I don't think that was too bad. Obviously I don't like to spend the time in those sort of shops, because I'd rather my money went into charity shops and things like that, because that's where I sort of made a lot of my big finds from. But I know nowadays it's getting more and more difficult to go into a charity shop and actually end up buying a game that you want, because you just can't find them. So thrilled to find these games. Yeah, I know people go, oh, you spent £40 again, what have you done with the Real Retro Bear? Well, the Real Retro Bear is here. It's just market condition. It's either I don't buy anything and that's it, and then all you'll be watching for the rest of your life is my videos about my VHS collection, which can only spin out so long, or I pick up stuff like that, and I don't go mad. I don't go too far. I mean, bear in mind that I haven't bought anything for quite some time, so this was a bit of a bonus for me, so I quite enjoyed doing this anyway. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. There's a few variations there. Do let me know in the comments below. Nearly got it right. Do let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and tick that bell for further notifications. And we shall see you again, hopefully with some more actual pickups. Wasn't it nice to get out there? And it was a nice day as well. That's even better. It's a nice day out. Cut the 3 hours on my own. walking about, a bit of exercise, a bit of fresh air. It does wonders for the people. Wonderfully, get out there and enjoy it. I should be coming to a town centre near you in the very near future, possibly. Yeah, look forward to that. In the meantime, this is Retro Bear saying thanks very much indeed for watching. Do take care. See you very, very soon. Bye for now.